And I come to our core values, Mr. Chairman. The Union. The Ulster Unionist Party is first and foremost a party of the Union. The UUP is largely responsible for the physical shape of the United Kingdom that we know today. The United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland is the ongoing legacy of an Ulster Unionism that has its roots in the late 19th century. It may sound presumptuous for a provincial party to talk about national politics and the challenges facing the Union and the United Kingdom, but Northern Ireland is nothing without that union, and we should never forget that fact. Indeed, it's our political, philosophical and historical roots which explain why the Union is so much more to us than a label to attach to our political baggage. The Union is the very heartbeat of our existence. But there are new challenges facing that Union, Mr. Chairman, in the form of Welsh, Scottish, Irish and even little Ulster nationalism. There are also challenges coming from the direction of the European Union, particularly the creeping plans to install a constitution which leads to a new state of Europe. And I have to say, ladies and gentlemen, I deeply regret the about-turn that the Prime Minister did on this issue when he promised in his election manifesto that we would have a referendum on any new constitution, and that promise has been abandoned. And I really believe that that was a terrible mistake for which we are all going to have to pay a very high price. Only a few days ago, the President of the European Commission warned that Ireland would have a price to pay if its voters had the temerity to reject the Lisbon Treaty. The people there should be free to make up their own minds without any intimidation coming from Brussels. We may laugh at the Eurovision Song Contest voting patterns, and I think would you take 6 months in Maghaberry or listen to Terry Wogan doing the Eurovision Song Contest? I think it's about even Steven there. But they are a manifestation of how different parts of the European Union have different agendas and different tastes. And those tastes and agendas could soon consign the United Kingdom to little more than minority status within new constitutional structures. The serious point is, Mr. Chairman, that in the EU, as well as in the song contest, notwithstanding all the rhetoric about being good Europeans, other countries ruthlessly pursue their self-interest, and often at the expense of the United Kingdom. And if there are any fishermen or fishermen's representative in this audience today, they'll know exactly what I'm talking about. I've always believed that the United Kingdom offers the best constitutional, political, social, economic and cultural future for all of its citizens. It is better than any other constitutional alternative that I can envisage. And that's why I'm an unashamed and unembarrassed unionist. That's why I want the Ulster Unionist Party to champion a union that is of benefit to us all. In exactly the same way, I believe that the withdrawal of Scotland would be a disaster for the rest of the Union and diminish all of us. I believe that the same would be true if Northern Ireland were ever to leave the Union. That's why it is so important that with the constitutional question settled, we should dedicate ourselves to selling the benefits of that union at home as well as across the United Kingdom. This battle is now going to have to be moved further afield. For years, former leaders of this party have said, participate in national politics, participate in Parliament, be part of the national debate. This is the best way of maintaining the Union. And as things have developed, we see the wisdom of that advice. What devolution has done, and I'm talking about across the UK, has created the circumstances in which the Union could be damaged. Damaged in the constituent parts by nationalist parties who believe they would be better going alone than together with the rest of us. And damaged by the regionalism strategy adopted by the European Union hierarchy, which believes that it is easier to assimilate piece by piece rather than nation by nation. You will be aware that our MEP, Jim Nicholson, is an affiliated member of the British Conservative group in the European Parliament, with full voting rights. His presence there, and indeed the esteem in which he is held by those MEPs, demonstrates the practical outworking and common sense of cooperating with those who hold similar views and have similar values to ourselves. To that end, I have given David Cameron an undertaking that if he succeeds in forming a new group in the European Parliament after the 2009 elections, outside the federalist-leaning EPP, then Ulster Unionists will support him by joining his new group. It is vital that we build a pan-union front involving like-minded parties who believe in the constitutional integrity of the United Kingdom, and it must spread to the European Parliament as well. The Union and the United Kingdom cannot survive if those who believe in it fight their own corners separately. And finally, turning to the future, Mr. Chairman.